I think that the reason why storytelling brings so many people together is because I think it just helps people see from a different perspective. And even for me, when I get to play a different character, who I might not feel like I relate to, as I get to play them, I feel like I get a better understanding on how, different people think in different ways. Hi, I'm Scarlett Estevez, and this is the Storyteller Spotlight. I think the main moment where I really wanted to become a storyteller was when I was little. Actually, me and my brother were watching TV, and he saw the people on the TV, and he was like, how do they get on there so quickly? And I was like, no, Ben, those are like actors. Those are actors. And then I really thought it was a cool thing to do, so then I wanted to become a storyteller. One thing that I really love about Ultraviolet Black Scorpion is that show just has so much heart, and it talks about so many things that I think need to be talked about in a very relatable way. So my character, Violet, her goal in the beginning is to try to become popular with this superpower, and instead of helping others, to help herself. She just wants to become famous because of her superpower, but then, eventually she starts to learn that, it's more important because of the fact that she's able to help other people because she has these superpowers. And, she understands that social media doesn't really have to be that big of a part. And that's something that I think is really important for, kids my age to, get to understand. Definitely culture is a huge part of our show. I mean, there's so many different aspects that they really, weaved it in there. I mean, between the food that we get to eat on the show and even the style of the house we live in, and the music that they play in the background, there's just so many different aspects. I can relate to it in such a deep way. I mean, even when, our family's talking to each other, I just feel like I could relate to it so much, and I literally feel like I'm talking to my own family. It's really cool, and I'm glad that we can showcase in a way that other people can get to see that. My character kind of embraces the fact that she's a luchador, but also brings in, the new ways of nowadays and today's culture, and I think that's something that's really cool. Luchadors, they fight in such a passionate way and embrace that culture and all the moves and all the fights that they put in, and I'm really happy that we get to show that and embrace it on the show. I think to be seen and to be heard is something that I think everybody, really deserves to have. And I think it's so important for, kids who maybe look like me, who don't get to see themselves on TV as much, get to be represented and, feel like they can relate to people on screen. I think that's really important. There's not that many TV shows or movies, or there's still not that much where we can say that we see ourselves and feel represented, so I think it's really important to, get to celebrate these cultures and share them with everybody else. Definitely one of my role models growing up was, and still to this day, I think I can relate to Selena Gomez a lot because she was on the channel and, now she's developed into an amazing producer and, continuing to do something more in the film field is something that I'm really interested in, so she's definitely someone I can look up to. Does it feel real? It honestly feels like a dream, when people come up to me and they're like, you're on Disney Channel. I'm like, wait, am I? It's so weird to, think that kids get to, watch me on TV. I get to be, hopefully an impactful person on kids who are my age, and they get to look up to someone who looks like them on TV. I think that's really cool. During Latinx and Hispanic Heritage Month, I think it's so important for us to, just have these conversations more regularly because, I use the word Latinx because it's more inclusive and more fluid and, more people can use it. But I just think that in general, it's better for us to have these conversations so that, more people can understand and it can bring awareness. It's so important for people in my community to get to show themselves in this new light